Hey everybody, it's X, and welcome back to the Avatar The Last Airbender Arena Direct. We had a great start, followed by some real rough runs, so we are quite low on gems here. This is our 5th run. I usually do 7 of these, but honestly, I am not feeling like spending another $100 on more gems to play some more runs after this one. These last couple have been a miserable experience, but hopefully we can turn that around today, because if we don't, this will be the last run. I'm going to cut it a little early here. I don't need an Avatar collector box. I am going to exercise self-restraint here and break from my usual 7 events if we lose enough in a row here that I don't get the gems back to re-up here. I'm not spending real life money to try this again at this rate. But that should be out of the way. Let's not be too pessimistic here. We're going to be playing some more Best of One, Avatar The Last Airbender Sealed, trying to open some good cards, play some good cards. If we can win at least 4 games before 2 losses in Best of One Sealed, we'll have the gems to do another run. And if we can win 7 of them, we will get our collector booster box, as we have done for every other Arena Direct this year. We have gotten at least 1 collector booster box from each set, so that is the goal here. But again, not going to go so hard on it that I am burning IRL money. So this could be the last attempt to end the year with a collector booster box of each set. We'll see. All right, great rares here. Pretty absurd rares. This white mythic, this blue mythic. Iroh's really good with the firebending, not the firebending, the flashbacking of all your spells. Earthbender Ascension's great fixing, so we can go 3 colors at minimum for towards any of these. If we've got a lot of good lessons, then Ran-and-Shaw and Iroh go together in a great deck. We can go green, red, blue with these and Wan-Shi-Tong. If not, green, white, blue with these. Ozai's also very strong, but it just doesn't fit in very well with our other, 6 incredible rares. So not the most likely to go for Ozai, but really nice sealed pool overall in terms of rare quality. Let's see what we've got for commons and uncommons. Start with our colorless and multicolored for fixing. There's a Rumble Arena, there's an Aang's Journey. There's a Water Skin if we're really desperate. 1 green-black duel, 1 blue-red duel. Nothing great in terms of multicolored commons and uncommons, just a Sun Warriors here in red-white. I'm not that pumped about that. There's good hybrid mana cards, but I treat those more as monocolored than multicolored stuff, because we can play this in green or blue and be happy with it. Okay, what do we got in each color? White looks exceptional. We have the Absurd Mythic at 5 mana. We have a good curve of creatures with a Hakoda as well that can play all of our allies off the top. Pretty much all of our creatures are allies except the Vengeful Villagers, which I don't even really like that much, so I can just cut that. And everything is castable off Hakoda. Everything is grabbable off of Master Pion Dao. Aang is great on the curve, slow our opponent down. We've even got a removal spell with Path to Redemption, and the Legend of Yang Chen is a removal spell as well. White looks fantastic, especially if we can pair it with a relatively aggressive secondary color. This looks like a real good curve. We would like more 2-mana creatures, though, from our secondary color. Checking out blue, we get a couple 2-mana creatures, a Forecasting Fortune Teller and an Otter Penguin, as well as a Grand Granite 1. 2 of those 3 are allies as well, which work with the blue stuff. Some more 3-mana stuff to do. Primarily Katara looking really exciting, but more allies if we play the Snowballers. And then some decent late-game interaction like Lost Days and Haiku. And of course the great bomb rare Wan-Shi-Tong. Blue-white is absolutely a path we could take here. The other thing that we want to consider, though, with the white that I forgot to mention is because hybrid mana cards, we actually have 4 2-drops. We have the double Pretending Poxbearers that we can play. So we actually have a really good curve out of white alone, even without the blue. But the blue looks like a perfectly reasonable color to pair with it. Of course, huge bomb power in the color, as well as a little bit of solid interaction and card draw. Next up for black, we have 3 solid removal spells, 1 good combat trick, and some real bad creatures. Probably not even Catgator are going to be good here, because black is going to be our lighter color. It'd be like 10 plains, 7 swamps, and then Catgator is not happy. Yeah, black does not look super good. It's got some splashable removal. The removal does look good, but the rest is unexciting. Red gives us a Firebending lesson and Boomy Bash for reasonable removal spells. I do not think an instant speed 2-mana fight spell is going to be good in red-white. Most of our stuff's pretty small. But Boomy Bash could be okay at the top end. I don't think we have a lot of lessons for these Fire Nation cadets. But we're aggressive enough to get some draw out of the Fire Nation Raiders. But we also don't have enough lessons for Ran-and-Shaw to create a copy. Yeah, we have 3 in the whole deck. We would have to have drawn every single lesson in the whole deck to actually get a copy of Ran-and-Shaw, which means that Ran-and-Shaw is just a way less exciting top-end card than our blue mythic, because it's just a 5-mana 4/4 flyer, pretty much. I guess it's got fire breathing too, so it's a little Shivan dragon, but the exciting part about this, what makes it a rare, what makes it a bomb rare, is being able to get 2 dragons when you play it, and we just can't do that basically ever. So red's fine. I think blue would still be better. Blue's still looking like the best color to pair with the whites. And then here in green, if we want to play a splashy multicolored deck instead, we can do that with Earthbender Ascension, fixing mana. And then most of the rest of our green's really filler, but Earthbender Ascension's pretty good. Rocky Rebuke for a little bit of removal. Elemental Teachings is cute, but super slow fixing. Trying to play all of our colors could be a thing. But our white is really strong at being aggressive rather than trying to be splashy. I'm just going to go for that blue-white build. That looks super reasonable to me. Not loving the guru here. Pretty much all of our creatures are allies, but that just means it's just like big for the mana cost. It's just going to be a 4/4. It's going to be a 5/5 at times. But it doesn't have any extra abilities, no evasiveness, no flexibility in any way. Even when my whole deck is allies, I'm not that excited about Avatar Enthusiasts. We have 2 different tricks to give it flying for a turn to try to wrap the game up with it, though. It could be better than normal. This is 15 creatures right now. So we throw 2 of these back in and then cut everything, and that's the deck. Let's go 1 and 1. We'll do 1 Enthusiasts, 1 Snowballers. That looks fine by me. Yeah, this looks really solid. We honestly might be aggressive enough to drop Waterbending Lesson for another creature. Just trying to really full speed ahead play to the board. But it's still a really good card draw spell when we're running out of gas. Yeah, we'll keep that like that. Take another look through the whole sealed pool. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Honest Work, I would say, is basically unplayable in draft. It's not quite as bad in sealed because the games do go longer, and this can deal with a bomb in the late game. So we could play around with Honest Work. Iguana Parrot as well, another 3-drop we could flip our counts around with a little. I really don't think our fixing is good enough to want to splash in more removal. If anything, we can go to red with Airship Engine Room and get a Firebending lesson added in here. That's about it. Heard the Warship's decent, actually. We do have a lot of 2-power creatures to crew it with. Being able to crew with Grand lets us keep drawing, discarding a card. I could try out the Warship over one of the filler 3-mana creatures like Enthusiasts or Snowballers. Also gets Katara tapped to have the counters. Actually, Warship has a lot of synergy in here. I think that's the only thing I saw that I'd really like to try out that we aren't currently running. Yeah, I'm just going to drop Enthusiasts. All right. Yeah, blue-white. Curve it out, aggro it out, bombs at the top. Looks great to me. We'll call it a deck here, hop in gameplay, see how far this one can take us. Here we are on the play for game 1. Turn 2, forecasting Fortune Teller. Save that glue, curve out with Glider Kids instead. Playing against white, there's Momo turn 1. Got the Glider Kids to slow that down. Compassionate Healer on 2. They are going for the curve out. Here's our Glider Kids. Go Pox Bears, crack a clue next turn. Water Tribe Captain. They sure do have the curve out Momo into healer into Water Tribe Captain. There's Hakoda for us. Guess we're playing that instead. Oh, Jesus. Abandoned Air Temple's very strong. One of the best of the rare lands. 4 mana, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on their entire board, and they can just spam that over and over. They're going to Path to Redemption the Glider Kids and start getting in with Momo. Glider Kids can still be used to crew vehicles. Play the Warship here and hold up Enter the Avatar state. Okay, well I hit a 3 mana ally, so I'm going to do that instead. Draw the extra card. Take the Momo damage for a turn. But yeah, over the long run, this Air Temple is going to be super bad for me. Don't really have attacks in here. And if they block with everybody, I can enter the Avatar state in response, but they have their own mana. They could potentially respond with something with. Invasion Reinforcements is the play. I thought I was playing Sealed. Why am I playing against Mono White All Tokens, Abandoned Air Temple? They've played a Swamp. I was getting really nervous. They were just going to play a Plains and then play the make 4/1/1s thing. Doesn't super matter here. The Abandoned Air Temple is still completely destroying me. I can kill Momo here, I guess. I gotta whittle down their creatures. Because the more creatures they have, the more absurd the Air Temple is. But I don't see how you ever beat that with all these cards out. Draw a card, play a land, 3 mana. Three mana can play the Warship. But yeah, it's like I can't attack through their board. I don't have the blockers to block well. So I just can't really do anything. If I Pox Bears, I can draw another card off of Katara after blocking. Yeah, their rare lands are just some of the most frustrating rares because you just can't interact with them. There's no land destruction that you're just randomly going to have in your deck. Bossing, say, and Abandoned Air Temple are just ridiculous. Two more creatures out. Get a counter on 6 creatures every turn. Seems good. Find an Aang. Can't airbend lands. But I have a flyer here, and I can airbend some counters off of one of their cards. Could airbend my Glider Kids and replay it. But that feels worse than getting rid of a 5/5 and getting rid of 2 of their counters for the turn instead. And they're just going to put a counter on everybody again. Path to Redemption. Again, doesn't do anything about lands. Gonna have a Flash Flyer here? Probably not. lifelink for 3. Play the warship, I think. Can absolutely afford to discard a land. Alright, I can play snowballers off the top. That's better than warship here. There's an Earth Kingdom Jailer. That'll then exile the captain. They're just going to get a 1-1 instead of... Yeah, no, they're going to get all the counters. That makes sense. I'm fighting for my life. There's Water Tribe Captain, land for turn, and they can activate Air Temple. No, Compassionate Healer. Pass through. No lesson, no lifelink here. Jail the captain. Drop the master. Deserters on the flyer is something. Thank you for the sound effect, Fire Nation Worship. I appreciate that. I need some levity right now. I'm freaking out. I'm out of gems. I want to win the game. Okay, Hakoda v. Hakoda. I draw my whole deck. So now we Path Redemption their Hakoda. They can crack it in response, so there's no reason to... Well, there is still a reason to make the 1-1. So that they don't get to cast allies off the top. It's 5 mana to do, so I can play Rallier and still do it. I can't play Gran and still do it. Yep. Go, Aang, go. Please, Aang. So I get Gran off this, which means I can use this twice instead of the other one once. Do I have the Waterbend to use Katara here too? Nice. Oh my god. Two more hits till they're dead. 6 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attackers. Not lethal still. It's getting there. Next turn's probably just go wide kill. No, don't removal this. Don't do it. Airbending lessen it. Quite as bad. Play it now, get rid of the summoning sickness. I should have hit glider kids there, that was so dumb of me. At that point, glider kids just is straight up better. But we could still be doing the go wide lethal thing. Wait, if I targeted glider kids, they might have had the mana up to do the thing regardless. Oh, then they have the trap fraying. Plus Ty-Lee, so they hit double removal. Ty-Lee down the master, sure. I'm gonna hit my owl too late to win with it because I would draw too many cards to make it big enough to kill them. What's left in my deck? I can't tell. My deck list thing is broken. Great. Lost Days. There's Wan-Shi-Tong right on top. So we draw Wan-Shi-Tong. I don't want to tap Gran. Because I wouldn't have enough cards to make Wan-Shi-Tong big enough to kill them. Oh my god, I have the White Mythic Legend as well? Forgot I had that too. Probably would then kill them fast because I got 7 cards left. 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attackers. Just draw the haiku. That would mill me. Of course, that would mill me 3 cards. So that mills me 4. I draw 1 and mill 3. Ay. If I have enough to Wan-Shi-Tong for 1... No, I can draw a haiku off of Katara if I need to do that instead. And if I don't need to do that, I play Wan-Shi-Tong and attack all in like a turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's everything they block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures hit them. Not quite enough. Hold the haiku up here. Oh no, haiku would literally kill me. If I draw 3, I needed to draw just... Oh wait, no, it's draw half. Oh, I'm so happy it's draw half. I'm so happy it's draw half. Oh my god. So I counter whatever they play and this is lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures hit them for at least 1? I don't have 8 1-power creatures, do I? No, so one of them's hitting for 2 and they're dead. Especially if I lost days here. I just realized the grand draw is going to make it so I actually can't haiku. Oh, no, I can still. I can mill 3 and draw 1. There's still one in my deck. Lost Days, one of these. Almost milled out. Because the only way to break through Air Temple is to play like 20 times as many cards as your opponent, and they couldn't kill Hakoda, so we just kept using Hakoda and Katara to draw so many cards. We were casting bajillions of spells there to keep up. And we still almost lost to milling out. What a stressful way to start it off, my lord. Ooh, that is 1-0 heading into game 2. Going wide, you can say that again. Here we are on the draw for game number 2. To lead with Gran, but she's unlikely to get in. Let us do our drawing and discarding. Yep, there's the archers. Gran would just trade with that. We would both have drawn a card and discarded a card. Oh, Gran's entering the Avatar state. Let's go, Gran. You got this. Honestly, probably isn't worth it, though, because then they play any other creature and Gran's not attacking next turn anyway. Let's go Fortune Teller. If I miss the land draw, I'll want to crack the clue next turn. That would have been really funny, though. If Gran entered the Avatar state. Katara pass. Looks good. Demonstration, sure. We're saving the Avatar state for the Jailer. Really don't need to stun Judy. I'm going to draw the card here, and if we hit a land, we get to play Poxbearers still. Did not hit a land, but we're one step closer, which is important. Got a 5-drop in the hand. Okay, Freedom Fighters is really good with Judy. She gets to upgrade those into 2/2 stat lines. Poxbearers and Rallier and pass. Whatever combat trick you want. Twin Blades, sure. Get the double strike out of the way. Now it's just a +1/+1 equipment for the rest of the game. Well, I guess they could sack the Twin Blades if they want. That's actually pretty good. This Judy is going the distance, but we couldn't do anything about her. Can't exile her, she's too cheap. Hit Lost Days mana. It's crazy to Lost Days of Judy and attack for 3. Yeah, let's just play the Snowballers. I hit for 3 or I activate Water Tribe Rallier once. This deck has a lot of creatures that it can draw off of the Water Tribe Rallier, including the Mythic Owl. Don't really care if they combat trick away my 2/2 with no abilities. Sold out Rallier, that works too. Well, we dig 4 cards closer to something good. I mean, I guess Master would have been decent, but 3 lands afterward. Haiku. It's decent, I guess, but now they can just beat me down with Judy. It's good enough with Judy to just counter that. Three Judy. Dang. I was hoping they would think that I had the +2/+2 trick. Mana value 3 or greater. So I literally exiled Twin Blades and that's it. It's the same problem. Same problem the Jailer has. Am I legitimately just Lost Dazing? Lost Days of Judy. If they have the 2/1 Haster guy, they play a Mana Equip. So I don't play around that. Vindictive Warden. Nice, we found a better target for the Legend of Yang Chen. And we will play it. Get my clue mana ready. Here's Judy. Equip. Crack. We are not drawing 3 cards here. Glider Kids. Scry a land away. And pass. Ready for double spelly airbendy nonsense when this thing flips. Zula on the hunt. There's an Earth Kingdom Jailer target. Hakoda's the draw. Sick. Not an ally on the top. So attack, then Jailer, and then Flicker Glider Kids. I could Flicker the Judy, I guess. Yeah, it's probably better to just airbend Judy there. But when you airbend your own cards with Yang Chen, you make it a lot more likely you get to double spell on future turns. Because that is half of your double spelling immediately. And that's obviously the only, the Glider Kids is the only permanent that we had that we would be okay with airbending. Swamp Snare Trap the Jailer, sure. You can have Azula back. Hakoda goes hard in this deck, especially when we get to Surveil. With Glider Kids, that should help. Land on top. Well, let's surveil that away. Kyoshi Warriors, airbend Azula. Just airbend their token, actually. There's a concession from our opponent. I don't need to Path Redemption there, but I think I'm going to. Just to really make sure they don't get any digging for any outs. That was a really gross endgame there. Just a bunch of great rares and mythics again. That time our opponent did not have any bombs of their own, and that is going to be 2-0 heading into game 3. That's a forced mulligan for sure. Can't keep a one-lander. That is a good one. I'm going to ditch the Haiku. Cannot afford to be ditching any lands with an incredible 4 and 5 mana play in the hand. Technically, I could play Wan-Shi-Tong before 5 mana, but not before double blue. So I definitely can't ditch the island. I really don't want to ditch any lands because Hakoda. Fortune Teller. I'm going to lead Fortune Teller over Deserters. So we can really make sure we have 4 mana turn 4, 5 mana turn 5. Blue-red Master Paku starts our opponent off. Oh, Katara's really good. Okay, I am going to play Katara instead of cracking a clue. If I have to just like crack a clue and play Deserters next turn, that's fine. There's the Lightning Strike on Katara. Hit the land for Hakoda here. Here's Hakoda. You don't have Quench mana here. They gotta deal 5 to this to kill it. It's gotta be blue removal. There's a Warship. Our draw is another white source, so we're still off the second blue for Wan-Shi-Tong. There's Aang. That's a great one. And then there's the blue underneath the Aang. Beautiful. Honestly, if I can just keep drawing cards off a code, I don't need to play Wan-Shi-Tong to draw cards off of. This Warship blocks the Aang pretty well. Let's see if they quench the Deserters to keep Aang off of 4 power. Or if we get to trade into the Warship to get everybody else in. No, Combustion Technique. Fair enough. Not gonna sack Hakoda for that. Pass through, hold a bunch of mana up. Snowballers the Paku down. Oh, they didn't have the power to crew the Warship. What was I talking about earlier? Ooh, they milled my land. Oh, that's another land underneath. Ooh, Nagis. They get to draw 2 cards. Very nice. But now I don't Trump attack with Hakoda, so all in all, I think that was beneficial to me, because now I still have Hakoda, and I definitely would not have otherwise. Because I'd have sent the whole team in. I was not about to play around Unagi, even though I probably should have remembered it, seeing 5 open mana. Zuko, exiled Prince. Glider Kids. Scry a land away. Path to Redemption's the draw for next turn. Send in the Zuko to draw the card off the Firebending here. They hit their own snowballers. Probably pokes our flyer for now. Octopus form is fine. This would be a 4/4 flying vigilance at this point. Probably just make the 8/8 and start bashing him. Although I would want to do it for 2 less than possible to play around Quench. It's maybe not quite an 8/8. They're going to try to mill us out with Master Paku. I mean, every turn they get prowess, that will mill. Oh, it got Earth King Jailer. Okay, well now they don't have a reach blocker up, so if I flash in Wan-Shi-Tong and they don't have Quench in hand, this is 4 damage swing. Oh wait, no, they do have a reach blocker up that doesn't tap itself or anything. Pox Bears doesn't really change anything. I have 9 mana. I can spend 7 of it. X equals 5 and make a 6/6 Wan-Shi-Tong at instant speed while playing around Quench. So I'm going to do that. They do draw 1 off of their Unagi. Well, they draw 2. They get 1 trigger off of their Unagi. Since I'll be drawing enough cards. Zuko gets a Forecasting Fortune Teller, which they play. They cast Iroh's Demonstration. They're tapped out of a counter now to blow up Glider Kids. Crew the Warship to mill me 3. 15 cards left. I'm only drawing like 2 this turn. Maybe 3. Alright, this kills in 2 hits. I draw 3 cards. They draw 2. Kills in 1 hit with those cards. No, not quite. When I could have 3 creatures attacking this guy, but they have the Warship on blocks. Save the hexproof trick to protect that. Clear out the reach blocker. Or put them to 8, which would put them dead to me using these 2 next turn. I have 11 cards left. I think I can afford to play 1 more creature off the top if it's that big. But now they would mill the legend. They would have milled the legend anyway because they've got mill 3. Yeah. I shouldn't have auto-tapped that. I should have spent more blue mana so I could hold both of these up. They are gonna mill me. 4 now. Five? Those are both lessons? And I got punished for not having Yip Yip up. Oh my god, they didn't crew. They didn't crew? They didn't mill me? Get double mythic because I'm the luckiest. Accumulate wisdom, draw 3. But they're tapped out. 8 damage. Lethal. Incredible bomb rares keep doing incredible bomb rare things. And we are 3-0. We will be getting some of our gems back no matter what. But we do need to win at least one more game to win enough gems to do another run after this one. So next game is a really pivotal one here today. Here we are on the play for game 4. It's a little slow, which is why it's a good thing we are on the play. But they are quality cards here and good mana. Playing against green-white. Nothing from them yet, turn 2. Green, white, and blue. And they're just going to snowballers the Katara. Well, we get a +1/+1 counter on her then. Pretty cute. This is far from the best Earth Kingdom Jailer, but I think it's better than playing nothing this turn, so I just hold up Haiku on 5. Because we can hold up Haiku on 5, and if we don't Haiku, we have the Katara as a mana sink. Rockalanche in the 4-color deck. Alright. 3 mana make a 1/1, they say. I have to hold the Earth Kingdom Jailer up to Waterbend here and draw a card. I guess I hold the Katara up. Nope, that was wrong. I'm an idiot. Katara gets a counter every time she's tapped. That's why I was wanting to attack with Katara instead of Earth King Jailer. What am I doing with my life? For 4 mana, they can Earthbend 4 off of that. Doesn't count as playing a spell, so it would get around our counter spell, but I don't think it's that scary. Alright, I attacked the wrong creature last turn. That was super sloppy. But I don't think we counter Bitterwork. It's just not a scary card, and they're a 4-color deck, so they are very likely to have legitimately scary cards. Now I have the mana to draw a card here, even if I do play Haiku. Have a 5/5. Draw a card, they're desperate. Don't have the mana to Glider Kids and still have Haiku up. But we can Fortune Teller or Path to Redemption and have Haiku up. Or I can Haiku that, I guess. So I Haiku that and then play Glider Kids. I'm looking to just find lethal next turn, so I'm not going to just keep a draw spell. They're digging for an out. We go to 10. I mean, maybe they just have another octopus form. Land for turn. Boomerang basics the Jailer to tap and stun one of our creatures. Tap, stun Katara. Mateo Spirited Glider is the play. That'll be the Earth Kingdom Jailer target. Poke for 2 in the sky, put them to 2. Path to Redemption, the land. Drop. Drop Warship. Draw a card off their village. And that is not going to get them out of it. This incredible sealed deck has carried us to a 4-0 run. Means we are guaranteed to earn enough gems out of this event to play it again. We can do the 7 attempts if we need to. Well, we can do at least 6 attempts off of that win. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And now we're right back to a great record overall. What was it? 5-2, 4-2, 1-2, 0-2, and now at least a 4-2 again. That's quite a positive win rate overall. Here we are on the play for game number 5. No white source in the opener, but we can use the clue to do a little digging. And now we drew Wan-Shi-Tong, even if we don't find white. Green-white from our opponent, and there's the white source, so we'll just curve out normally, play the Warship, and have that ready to go for the future. Might just play Wan-Shi-Tong on 4 as a 3/3 flyer. No, that's probably just cracking a clue here. In which case I should crack it right now in case I hit a 2-mana 2/1 or something. Or a 2-mana 2/2. Probably should have done it pre-combat, but this way I've forced myself to hold up blocks and play defensively, which is probably for the best, I guess. Considering we have the owl. Draws a card when it dies. Well, not exactly. It gives us a clue to draw a card. Okay. They have the barrels to kill Master Piandao if I just drop him. If they go land for turn here. So I think I hold my instance up. There's Ostrich Horse to hit the land, but it isn't the land yet. Because they tapped everybody else, so they don't have barrels up. I'm just gonna jam this thing out then. Get at least one 4-power attack in, draw me a card. Find a Lost Days. Now I can cast Master holding up a Yip Yip to protect him. And Yip Yip can save either of these from the barrels, and if they want to use the barrels, they have to tap out. Earth Kingdom Jailer does not require them to tap out, so there goes Wan-Shi-Tong. Or I guess more importantly, does not deal damage, it's just straight exile. Sin and Water Tribe Captain will take the damage. Got a Katara here. Probably planning on Lost Dazing the Jailer. Lost Days Jailer and 1 mana on Yip Yip, that is no Katara mana. Got multiple tricks here if they do anything funky. Yeah, and if they activate that, they have to tap out for it, and then we Yip Yip and kill them. So they're tapped out. Here's Lost Days. And that's the concession from our opponent. That is 5-0. We are in the money out of this event. Really, really good record, and I think that's enough gems in terms of prize out that if we do have to do a 6th run, if I at least get like the little gem payment, then I can do the final 6th and 7th run here, which is absolutely beautiful. Also, I have a million extra packs sitting, and this is what happens when you play these arenas. I got 81 Avatar The Last Airbender packs, but I already own the full set from like just drafting and sealing and crafting and stuff, so it's silly. But I can crack all those and get more gems out of them, so started today's video really worried about gems, really nervous, and after 5 wins in a row, we're now in a great position gem-wise to be able to play however many of these we need to wrap up our 7 runs this time around. All right, mono white hand here and on the draw and nothing till turn 4. I want to keep it so bad, but I really do think that there is a huge argument to mulligan this. Unless we draw cheap creatures, we're going to have a very bad time against quick decks from our opponent. But everything in the hand's castable and they're really, really strong. I'm just going to pray our opponent is 4-color splashy nonsense. Our first draw is a 5 mana play, kind of the opposite of what I've requested. They are green, white, and red. They are 3-color at least. And they start with just make a food. That's it. Make a food and eventually draw a card. Okay, our second draw is a double blue card. Our draws have been really bad so far. Wall-Trop Sentry's their first creature on turn 3. Hand's slow enough, I might need to just pass that. I think that's the case. Still on 0 lands drawn. We're on the draw, and if we hit any land by turn 4, then we just cast a bunch of really good cards, but we have not in our first 3 draw steps. 4 draw steps in a row with no lands. I do think there was a slight risk to this hand, but Arena has punished us beyond belief. We hit both of the double blue cards in the entire deck and 0 lands in 4 draws. And then our opponent had the Oppa to stop our enchantment-based removal and also double rared us here. That's magic, baby. This is so wild, because like if we drew 1 land in 4 draw steps, I think this game is actually still a real game even against the double rare, because we've got Aang, we got Hakoda to draw in the late game. 5 draws in a row with no lands. This is much worse than the hand that we just kept and got completely crushed by. We're also on the place an extra draw step to try to hit the blue fast. Got a mulligan that. This is a lot better. Ditch the Poxbearers here. Keep the Waterbending lesson. Make up for some lost card advantage here. Playing against a green deck. Rebellious Captives is their first play. Got the mana to make it to hang on 4 no matter what. I don't have any 1 mana cards in this deck, do I? Don't think so. I've got 1 mana white combat tricks, but no 1 mana sorceries. Uncle Iroh. Okay, crack this in the end step. Hang and slow down the Uncle Iroh. I can waterbending lesson with an Aang out. They've got Boss Sing Se, which is one of those rare lands that just wins the late game. They can Earthbend 2 every single turn off of just their lands, so make a 2/2, then a 4/4, then a 6/6, and so on. They have the Rocky Rebuke to kill the Aang. And we're on all lands for the draws this game. Either exile Iroh to slow them down a little bit. It's going to Firebend as well towards the exhaust ability. I think I need to slow them down. Iroh attack exhaust captives is pretty gnarly. Beetle-headed Merchants is the play. Many lands. Let's draw 3. Land, Lost Days. The luck does gotta run out at some point. Merchant of Many Hats to go with the Beetle-headed Merchants. Drawn to the Wombo. Yep. Vindictive Warden is the play. Yip is the draw. Lost Days, the Merchants is all I've got. Trebuchet to go with the Merchants. Lost Days, that pre-attacks. Is there a hexproof trick in... I don't think there's a hexproof trick in green in this set. Okay. This might mean they have the +1/+1 counter and indestructible card, though. This definitely means they have the +1/+1 counter and indestructible card. Jesus. So, I mean, they play that and I play Yip on Jailer. If they don't have that, then we do just eat the Warden. I think I do make them have it here, make them spend it. Okay. I hate the update to combat tricks, honestly. Making them that terrible on blocks. They can just put the damage wherever they want. I can't respond to where they're putting the damage, so I have to do it pre-blocks. Holy mana. Can't block the Menace, and Captives is about to exhaust here as well off the Firebending. Send in just the Menace here. I think this would have been a really good just attack all and exhaust, but they have a lot of other cards still. They got 3 more cards in hand, so they could have better things to do than exhaust right now. Cycle of Renewal, pick up some mana. I can't imagine that's better than having just exhausted captives and sent that in as well, but maybe. They need exactly 6 mana for something. Here's Hakoda. Lord knows I have the mana if I have any allies on top. Well, you tried, Hakoda. I appreciate that. I'm gonna die to Foggy Swamp Visions. Which is just redo all the enter the battlefield effects of cards in Grave. It's a very narrow card. So feels embarrassing, but it happens. Okay, let's try this again, Hakoda. Got a stun. And then a land. Attack with a 4/4 and a 2/2 and a 2/1 in the sky. That needs 3 blockers. Pass through. Beetle-headed merchants. Swamp Cycle Canyon Crawler. It's more Warden mana, Ba Sing Se mana. Katara is a huge one. If we don't die to Vindictive Warden. We're still just like dead to Vindictive Warden abilities, but we are digging here. That attacks once I'm dead. Actually, might already be dead to Menace with the amount of attackers they could have here. If they picked 2 untapped lands, I might be dead on board. I think I might still be dead, though, because, like, the boulder coming in the sky. Double block Warden, block a boulder, block a Merchants, take 3, go to 1, die to Warden's activated ability. Yeah, I'm dead on board. Oh. Obviously quite disappointed by the ending of this one, but 5-2 is still a great run. And these games are part of Magic. We missed 5 land draws in a row for the first loss, and then we hit pretty much 5 land draws in a row for this loss. The 2 easiest ways to lose the game no matter what deck you're playing. Just magic.exe to end off the run. Yep, go to 1 and die. I think we would have died quite a while ago if they had gone aggressive with the rebellious captives, though, so... I did get to grind out some extra time and try to do more Hakoda digging, but it was not enough. We hit 14 of our 17 lands in the top 24. 14 lands and 10 spells. Yeah, that's Magic for you. Well, as I said before, on the plus side, I needed gems when I ran into this this run, and absolutely got the gems here. We're going to be leaving with 10,000 plus gems out of this run. That gives us a chance for a 6th, potentially even 7th run of this Arena Direct, which was the goal all along. Great stuff from the deck. I have absolutely no qualms with it whatsoever. In terms of how I built it, I would have liked if I had a little bit more interaction, but I would not have liked splashing off color for it, so I'm happy with just sticking to the blue-white. I just think if I had one more good removal spell, like not Honest Work, because that's very bad early, but one more like good removal spell like Path to Redemption or maybe a Quench or something, then this deck could have been like near unbeatable. But again, even the 2 losses I don't feel were because of any of the deck's issues. They were both just mana issue losses. That can happen to anything. Yeah, this deck was exceptional. Would have liked to draw the Legend of Yang Chen a little more often. I think we drew Wan-Shi-Tong a whole bunch, but Legend of Yang Chen we saw a little less often. Hakoda I think we saw almost every game. So yeah, 3 really great rares kind of working together super well as well. Katara was super strong as well. Yeah, everything in the deck was pretty awesome, just not quite awesome enough to break the rules of Magic the Gathering and ignore Mana Flood and Mana Screw. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.